welcome to Original Sin. This is part 2 of our Mothership series that we've started. The first episode was great. If you have not seen it, please be sure to go back and watch it. There, if you haven't seen it before, I can't talk today as usual. If you haven't seen it before, go back watch it again. If you've seen it before, go back and watch it again. They're fun. Today we're going to find out what happens on the Armstrong. I'm going to introduce our characters in just a moment, and then we're gonna jump in. But again, if this is your first time here, thank you for joining us. Please be sure to give the video a like and subscribe to our channel. Without further ado, I've never known when there's further ado or when that's warranted. Anyway, I'm going to quit talking, and I'm going to let my players talk for a little bit. So let's bring on Jen first.
Hi, I'm Jed. I'm playing Taylor, who is an android and is kind of unsure after last time of what's going on.
All right, let's talk to the next android, Q.
Hi, I'm playing Walter. I'm Q. I'm playing Walter, the other android, who we aren't sure if he realizes is an android.
And Sandra?
I am Sandra, and I'm playing Jules Nix, who is the pilot, and captain, which she's still not sure that's a good idea that she's the captain.
Aye, Captain.
No.
And how do you get the first one in? So, and last but not least, Minty Bo. You are muted, my friend.
It would probably help if I unmute myself. Hi, I'm Minty. Hi, I'm Minty Bo. I'm playing Mo Garrison, the Space Marine who is left in charge with a gun. We'll see how long till that's a bad decision.
We'll just do kind of a short recap. We're joining the adventures of the crew of a salvage vehicle known as the Sparrow. I'm having a tough time talking today, not sure what's going on with it. Anyway, the crew of the Sparrow has been tasked with recovering a research station that has been missing for the last 2 years. The space station is known as the Armstrong, and it is a and there's that bird again. No problem. It is the United Nations Research Facility, or UNRF Armstrong. The crew of the Sparrow managed to dock with the Armstrong, and they came on board, found the airlocks were closed. They did manage to break through one of the airlocks and made their way into what they found was on the schematics labeled as Lab 1. And I'll go ahead and share that map in a second. Once in the lab, they reactivated the station's android, who goes by the name of Evangeline. The crew investigated Lab 1, finding some biological samples in there. Everything seemed to be labeled in Norwegian, which this wasn't necessarily a Norwegian crew, but nevertheless, everything seemed to have been labeled in Norwegian. But they did find a date on the samples indicating that they were from the year 2112. Evangeline, while friendly, wasn't really very forthcoming to the crew of the Sparrow about what the purpose of the testing that had been done on the Armstrong, stating that it was confidential and that they did not have access to it. She left to check out the rest of the station. They're listed on the manifest were a total of 6 crew members. So Evangeline had left to check out the rest of the station, leaving the characters in Lab 1. Unfortunately, they got nosy and attempted to hack into the system using a keyboard, which led to a system lockdown, and all of the doors, including any airlocks, except for the one broken one, have now locked. So that's where we ended in episode 1. Let's get ready to play some Mothership. And welcome back. And we're going to just jump right in here. Want to welcome our friend Crash and everyone else who's joined the stream today. There you go. Thank you, Q. And everyone else who's joined, thank you very much. Where we left off, there had been an unsuccessful hacking of the system by Taylor. And unfortunately, this really bummed out Taylor and kind of drove them into a little bit of a panic, unfortunately.
Right.
We are retconning poor Taylor's little episode, we'll say. And what unfortunately is going to occur with them, and who knows, maybe it's not unfortunate, but Taylor now has a small phobia, and that they want to organize objects into geometric patterns. So I'm going to leave it to Taylor to tell us what they do.
Okay, so Taylor is upset based on the last stuff that happened. So she's going to go to the keyboard of the computer and just start pulling off the caps really quick. And at the same time, with her other hand, placing them into like diamond shapes as fast as possible. Like zoom. That's what she's doing. She's laying them out next to the keyboard and popping them off the keyboard. Like super quick.
Everyone's watching us. And everyone's going to gain 1 stress for this.
Including me?
Yeah.
Okay. I forgot where we put that.
It is going to be on your character sheet. You have to manually update your your stress.
Okay, this puts me at 7.
So, what's everyone else doing now that they've watched the one of the androids who's usually pretty calm apparently go into a ADHD mode and is now comforting themselves by making shapes.
Taylor, what are you doing?
I am calming myself. It helps.
You missed one.
Okay.
Is that a feature I ain't heard of before?
I don't know.
Great. Oh, that's
It's part of the
thoughtful.
self-repair routine.
Maybe?
I mean, I did not know self-repair involved the unrepairing of other stuff, but then again, I'm not paid the big bucks to be involved in stuff. Don't think the red flashing thing on that screen is any good news, though.
No, we heard, and Jules is going to walk to I believe one of the other doors. We hear a click, right? That it was locked.
Yeah. You can, and kind of going back to the map, you're in Lab 1. The airlock here, that one you guys broke. So that cannot be locked. So that one you still could go through. The airlock on the other side, has now locked. And the computers are locked down. Now, the one that had a keyboard, no longer has a keyboard. You could go to another station if you like to use a keyboard. If that's how if that's your mode of interface.
No, normally she would ask Taylor to do that, but she, in a strange way, she doesn't think that's the good idea at this point. So she just tries to we cannot go through here, but does that also mean that Ava isn't able to come back?
Oh, she had left through the other airlock.
Okay.
So you don't know if from there she went to Lab 2 and where she went. You just saw her leave through that. lock. You do get a call on the team intercom, and it is Dallas. And he goes, "Hey, Captain, we got a problem over here."
What's going on?
And Walter and Taylor would know this before, just about a couple seconds before Dallas called. But Dallas calls to tell you anyway. He's like, somebody got into the system. There was a data breach.
Can you shut them out?
I think they're already out, but something popped up. And Taylor and Walter would be able to make computer checks if they wanted to.
I will do
Okay.
so.
To check the source of that if they chose to.
Computers.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm going to definitely do that. No advantage, right?
No.
And intellect roll.
Yeah, choose intellect.
I think yours is higher than mine, maybe.
Yeah.
What did I get?
Oh, I didn't use the intellect. Let me try that again.
Yeah. Try intellect because you chose strength.
Failure.
Yeah, let me try that again. Intellect roll. Okay, I got 10 and a 7.
Okay, you succeeded. Walter, you're going to gain a stress.
Mm-hmm.
Taylor, you can tell that the incoming breach came from within the Armstrong's systems.
Interesting. The breach is from here, in one of this ship's systems. It came from there. I do not know which system.
But we
Okay.
can confirm it's someone on here fucking with our shit.
Sounds like it to me.
I mean, who else could it be?
Captain,
He's like,
Dallas,
I do believe-
you closed everything, right?
yeah. I mean, it just popped up on the screens, and then it seemed like it was gone. I mean, it was real quick, but somebody over there is doing something on our ship.
Mo, I'm sorry, I was interrupting you.
Captain, I recommend a reboot of the Sparrow systems.
Yeah, okay. Walter, Taylor, can you do that from here, or does Dallas need to step up his game?
I believe we can do that remotely.
Yeah, Dallas doesn't know how to do that, but he does chime in and goes, "Does that mean life support's going to go off?"
If we needed Dallas to do it, he could completely reboot the ship's power, which would have the same effect. So I'll try a computer's roll to see if use strength.
You can make that. Walter, you're still new to the ship, so no advantage on this. So just normal.
Success.
Okay. Yeah, you're able to get in, and yeah, you can essentially reboot the system
Through my secret back door.
Yep. And as you start to do that, you hear this quick, "Hey, what the fuck?" and then the comms go quiet. And it's probably going to take about 30, 40 seconds for everything to come back up.
Meanwhile, I would say, Jules, would you like me to interface with the locked door? And I hold up the crowbar.
Yes, I like having more access than one.
And then
Right,
the comms
let's
don't
do
come.
it.
You hear this gasping. "Hey, you could have freaking told me that it was coming there." Ah! And Dallas chimes out.
Right. Apologies, Dallas.
Okay. So the plan is, and let me share my screen again here. I should probably just keep it up the whole time.
Yeah.
So is the plan to interface with the airlock between Lab 1 and Lab 2?
Correct.
Okay. How do you plan it with a crowbar? You had
It's a
said?
crowbar, which I guess last time we just did strength.
Yeah.
Could do
Yeah.
jury rigging, but that's more putting things together than taking things
Yeah.
apart.
Yeah. Anyone else want to try anything?
While they're trying
Critical
to get with
failure.
the
Oh,
door.
Okay. Oh, go ahead.
Oh no. So while they're trying to
Or
get
do you
with the
want-
door, well, that's going.
Yeah.
Mo is going to look around the lab again, but they're specifically looking for anything they haven't touched. If there is, like, if anything hasn't been touched for a while, it shouldn't have any, like, fingerprints or anything on it. They're trying to see if there's anything that's been, like, cleaned, wiped of dirt, doesn't have any dust on it. Anything that obviously shows it's been handled recently.
Okay. Give me an intellect roll, please, and
Oh,
we'll get
no.
back to you. We'll get back to Walter in a second. Oh,
Damn.
just
Barely.
missed
Failure.
it. Just missed it. Yeah, Walter, you're prying that door open, and it does pop open.
Okay. We now have access to Lab 2.
Okay. Are you stepping through?
Yeah, let's swing the door open.
Can you make a speed roll, please, at
Sure.
disadvantage?
At disadvantage. Lovely. Success.
You managed to step through just as the door slammed shut. If you had failed, you would have been crushed in the door.
Oh.
And it is now closed, and you are on the other side of the airlock from the other team.
Okay. Walter, to crew of Sparrow, can you still hear me?
We can hear you. You mind explaining what I can't see you?
I stepped into Lab 2 and the door closed behind me. Please see if you can interface with the door.
All right.
Meanwhile, I'll start searching Lab 2.
Okay. Let's see what anyone wants to do before you dive into Lab 2. So what's the rest of the crew doing?
There are like random chemicals around, and they can't read the name of them because they're in Swedish, right?
Yeah.
Damn it.
Or Norwegian, but whatever.
Norwegian.
So,
Yeah.
No. All right. Seems
A
though
voice
hacking
comes-
has given us.
A voice comes through the intercom, and it's Evangeline. I did ask you to be patient and remain in Lab 1. I will be with you shortly.
I'm going to go put the keys back on the keyboard.
Give me a intellect roll for that, please.
Intellect roll.
Yeah.
Just an intellect
Can you
roll?
remember
Yeah.
Can you remember the
Okay.
QWERTY keyboard format?
Yes.
Probably. Yeah. Okay, intellect roll. Here goes. It's a 20 and a 7.
Yeah, you successfully put everything back in. You feel that satisfying click of each. Yep. And when you do that, you see the screen. It had said lockdown. Now, as soon as you do that, it pops back up, and you see the flashing cursor again.
That is the most finicky computer I done ever saw. All right. One hand, hacking ain't done shit for us. On the other hand, I don't know how much I trust Evangeline. Capitan, what's your thoughts?
I have to be honest. I don't trust her at all. So I don't like the idea of being here waiting like a sitting duck. But we cannot leave Walter. So let's try to open up that door, that airlock.
Okay.
Let's see. Mo will go over, like, knock on it, just kind of making sure it is just full steel or metal.
I'll come over and knock back.
Well, good to know you're still over there. Everything in here I can't fucking read. What do you have over in that lab?
Let's go back over to Lab 2 then. Walter, although it's named Lab 2, what you find in here are 6 sleeping pods, typically used for long voyages that the crew goes into, like cryosleep, for the voyage. There's a bank of unfamiliar equipment that sits behind the pods. Typically what you've seen on other ships, you don't recognize this particular set of machinery that's behind it.
Are the pods empty, or are there people in them?
You can come over and take a look.
Yeah, definitely be doing that.
Okay.
Walter,
And-
Sparrow crew, I have found sleeping pods. I am investigating.
And and they are closed, but looking in, you don't see anyone in there.
Okay, I'll definitely open, 1, 2, get to the third one. If they're all empty, I'll assume the other 3 are empty.
Okay. As you open up one, give me an intellect roll, please.
Failure.
Ooh, okay. Open up one. Yep, nobody in it. Open up 2. Nobody in it. Yeah. Going to all of them. Yeah, you do not see anyone in them.
Okay, then I'll start poking around the unusual equipment.
Okay. Give me a computer's roll, please.
All right.
And I will give you that at advantage.
Okay.
Ooh. Okay.
So since it's advantage, I guess that means the 11. No.
You got it. You got it. Yep. Okay.
Oh, that's a critical success.
Yes, it is. And it's good that Walter did this. You recognize something in this in this system that is particular to your particular programming, the skills that you were trained in. You recognize that this machinery is definitely used to regulate the pods. But what you notice is, after looking at that, you notice that in the pods there are interfaces near where the person's head would be that looks like there's wires or sensors that would be going into the occupant's head, which they wouldn't normally have anything like that. But there's something, you're like, there's something about this that goes back to my original programming.
Got you. Sparrow crew, the sleeping pods are empty. They seem to have been modified from the standard. There appears to be some sort of computer brain interface integrated into the system. I will now investigate the rest of the room.
That's really about all there is in there. It's the same size as Lab 1, but really it's just those pods in that machine, or otherwise the room's empty.
Mm-hmm. Jules, would you like me to continue on to the command center?
If you can get in, yes.
Okay, I will attempt to interface with the door.
The door is locked.
Meanwhile, what are you guys doing while I try to break
I mean,
door?
there is a touchpad there.
I failed to break open the door.
Yes.
Okay. Mo will go over to Taylor, just kind of like wave the hand in front of the face. You still with us, or are you still wanting to make mosaics?
I have finished the mosaics. I put them back on the keyboard.
All right.
It's now a Dvorak layout instead of QWERTY.
No, they got everything back in
Just where it was. Mhm.
right exactly where they were supposed to be. Oh, Walter,
It's
you need a
actually-
stress for that last fail.
Oh, right. Yeah. Thanks for reminding me.
No problem.
The keyboard's actually
I'm at
cleaner
7
than when
now,
it
in case you're
started.
keeping track.
You are at 7.
So am I.
Okay. Okay. Walter definitely needs to make a panic roll.
Okay. Remind me, what's the...
That is. Let me get back to that. Sorry about that.
Do I just click the stress button?
Let's see. What is a panic check? You says you
Insanity.
roll a d20. So you should be able
Oh,
to
just
down.
D20.
Yeah, down in the public roll, you can do / roll space 1d20.
Roll a 2.
Okay. Using our Android chart. States the odds of any event. Advantage on party rolls for 1 hour.
Wait, advantage?
Yes, but you have granted the party advantage on rolls for an hour.
All right.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that's not bad. But
Could be
he's going to
worse.
be annoying as hell because every time you go to do something, he's going to, and that's how we'll have to figure out what kind of mechanism we can have you use to calculate the odds.
Just make shit up.
Yeah,
The odds of successfully navigating a starfield.
Exactly. Yeah. So you're going to be C3PO for an hour.
Oh, no.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Okay. While you were there, Walter,
Mhm.
the airlock to the, and I should be pointing at the screen, the airlock here opens, and Evangeline steps through.
Hello, Evangeline. Was your search successful? Can we now meet your commander?
And she doesn't say anything for a moment. She said, I did ask you to remain in Lab 1.
I understand, but we grew concerned when someone from this vessel made an unauthorized digital insertion into the Sparrow.
I will let that one slide. My digits being inserted. Back to the character. It's like standard protocol for unauthorized access to our ship. And she kind of gestures ahead. She says, if you join me in Lab 1, we can speak with the rest of your crew.
After you.
She's like, she steps past you, and the airlock does open slowly, and she says it appears to have been damaged, but it does open. And
let me get that for you.
Okay, no strength roll required. And then the rest of the crew sees Walter and Evangeline return to Lab 1.
You want to explain why someone on your ship's hacking our ship?
Standard protocol for when unauthorized boarding of the station. Unless she states some regulation from the United Nations, Section 5, And Walter and Taylor wouldn't realize that is correct.
It sounds, yeah. I mean, it sounds perfectly reasonable to me.
That is the protocol.
Were you able to confirm the legitimacy of our salvage claim?
I was able to review your credentials, and Walter does have permission to access the ship. So therefore, you all now have access. I just wish you had been slightly more patient with me.
I do look at Walter for a second after that remark from Evangeline. Care to explain?
I believe I was granted permission from, God, what was the name of the company we were working for?
Orion.
From Orion.
Yeah.
At the time of my hiring. Were you not?
I assumed that it was our objective to.
Curious.
That they're not always forthcoming with their real intentions.
And somebody chimes
Yeah.
in through the intercom. Dallas says, "Don't you remember they snuck that sneaky bastard on the roster right at the last second? Doesn't that seem suspicious to you, Captain?"
Alice, you know that Walter can also hear you, right?
I don't give a flying fuck if that talking pile of parts can hear me.
Mechanic Dallas, I appreciate your assessment of my stealth capabilities.
He clicks off.
Before we go any further, Evangeline, what's the status on the rest of the crew?
The rest of the crew have been found. They are currently in the crew quarters, and they appear to be resting for an undetermined amount of time. I did not have sufficient time to review their medical records.
Well then, why don't we go meet them?
Very well. And she will take you back through the airlock. The rest of you now can see Lab 2. And then she will open the security door that leads you through a small passageway and then opens the door to the command center. Command center is one of the biggest sections of the ship, has 2 different levels, more of kind of an upper bridge and then like a lower section for navigation, for communications, standard spaceship stuff, science fiction stuff. There is no one there. All of the systems have now come back on. And she will pause there. Evangeline will pause there to allow the characters to look around if they'd like.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I will try to look around to see if there is any log, book, something like that, something written, something not digital.
Give me an intellect roll, please.
Oh yeah, nope. That's a bad one.
Okay. I want to walk around the room and look at all the monitors, but I'm not going to take their keys this time.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Are you looking to interface with them, or are you just looking?
I'm just looking to see what's on the screens.
Okay. Give me an intellect roll, please.
Okay. Intellect roll.
Taylor just has a mental clippy in the bottom corner saying, "Would you like to organize?"
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Okay, I got a 4 and 2 zeros.
Nice.
Yes.
Critical success.
Mm-hmm.
You quickly deduce from one of the screens that the systems are functioning as normal, that additional resources have been shifted to the medical section of the ship. It says additional 37% of resources shifted there, and that all other functions are working as planned, and that there is a notice that the airlock leading to Lab 1 is broken and needs to be repaired.
Sounds reasonable.
Are there any signs of a struggle anywhere? Anything seem ripped, broken, spilt blood, spent bullet casings? Anything that would indicate some sort of violence?
Coffee mugs knocked over.
Give me an intellect roll at advantage, please, because this is his wheelhouse.
Mm-hmm.
So
Let's go.
Oh no!
Holy-
it's
Wow.
holy shit! Okay,
Wow.
Good.
That is his wheelhouse.
That is definitely his wheelhouse. Yes, he does see over by the navigator's, what would be the navigator's chair, that there is a spilled coffee cup. There is one of the keyboard that's usually attached in front of it has been like pushed up, like almost like somebody was sitting there and pushed up into the keyboard, and that there is some scuffing on that desk, but definitely something happened at that station.
They'll look to it, but just try and like keep their same pace without trying to make it seem like they've noticed it. Just walk by, file it away. That's my cheek. That's my head.
Mm-hmm.
Evangeline, what was your total crew roster number?
We carry a crew of 6, including myself. Says excluding myself.
Did Walter ever say how many pods were in that room?
Yes.
I don't know if I said that out loud, but
Yeah, there were 6.
you would have seen it when you walked through.
Yes, yeah, you would have also seen 6 pods there. Yeah.
Do you have any dossiers about your crew? Because I'm willing to bet if they've been missing for so long, there's some folks that would probably want to talk to them.
We do, but for your access, you do not have sufficient clearance.
Do I have clearance to a roster name list?
She's like, no, I'm afraid you do not.
That's okay. We'll just ask them when we meet them. And I give Mo a sort of quelling look.
Now, there's ways to get that information. Well, she doesn't say that, but there's ways to get that information.
They just so happen to have like nameplates at all their desks.
No.
We're gonna have to read it off their corpses.
Karen. Karen has something on her desk. Somebody has a case of the Mondays. So. No. And she just waits for you.
I'll wait next to her.
Okay. She just kind of gives you that eerie, uncanny valley smile,
They just kind of like think about it for a moment, look to Jules. Company did say they wanted a full inventory of anything we brought back, correct?
Exactly.
Alrighty. Now, let's see. We've been to these labs. We'll need to go to crew quarters and medical next. High value targets.
She says, very well. And she will move to the security door here, and we'll open that one. And then there's a passage through that leads to the crew quarters. And she pauses and says, I must inform you there is something quite troubling in the next room.
Immediately has this life and health.
She says, there was a tragedy amongst one of the crew.
And you're
And
telling
starts-
us that now?
I felt it would only be polite to let you know that if you enter the crew chambers, that there is something that humans would find disturbing.
yet
And
the
out
crew
comes
is-
shotgun.
And yet the crew is resting in this room.
She says, "No, they are in medical."
Oh, my misunderstanding.
Hmm.
Evangeline looks over you, and then just looks back. Says, "If you would like to proceed, we can enter."
After you.
She opens up the door, and you will enter a room about the size same as the labs. There are 6 beds arranged around the room. And you don't need to roll for this, but you do see a slumped over body laying on the floor to the right in front of one of the beds. And Evangeline steps out of the way to let you all enter. She stays towards the door.
Yep. And I make sure that at least I don't stop Mo from being the second one to go through. Evangeline is first.
Mhm. I'm going to go over and look at the body because we did find Evangeline slumped over when we found her. So I'm going to see if it's an android.
Okay. Give me an intellect roll, please.
Oh boy, here we go.
I will tell you it is not an android.
Okay.
That you can tell immediately as you get up. But
Okay.
Because there's
Many
2 years
fleshy
worth of
bits.
decomp.
Probably. Yeah, I got a 90 and an 8, I think. So I have no idea.
Yeah, you got a 98.
Mhm.
Yeah, you're like, they're dead.
This one is deceased.
Can you make me a panic roll? Or excuse me, no, actually, yeah. You know what? I want a flat out panic roll for this because it's a
Okay.
dead body.
Where is the panic roll button on here?
You
There
will roll.
isn't
I think it's your fear. Let's see. No. Oh, hold on. You're just gonna roll a 1d20. I'll do it for you.
Okay, thanks. Go ahead.
Yep.
I made a macro for mine.
Okay.
I don't want to be typing that.
Sorry
every
about that. I
time.
forget that part.
Got a 1.
1. Okay. You are now going to also start stating the odds.
Okay.
Such as
I gotta remember that.
but everyone now gets to roll at advantage.
Oh, okay.
So, not forever, but for
Mhm.
really, they say 1 hour. I'm like the scene. So,
Mhm.
but yeah, she stands. She kind of like pulls back and
Mhm.
is like, "They are dead." But like, more with less emotion, I suppose.
Yes, just flat. They are dead.
Okay.
Were you able to ascertain what killed them?
I do not know.
Evangeline, do you know what killed this crew member?
And she looks over. She says, "Despair."
How
I
does
don't believe I've ever heard of someone dying of despair.
How does one die of despair? I do not have this emotion.
Anyone who wants to check the body can. If you fail on your investigation roll, you will roll a panic.
Yeah, I'll do some checking unless someone wants me not to.
Go for it.
I don't have medical per se. So
None of
intellect?
us do.
Just intellect, yeah.
No. With advantage because
Yes,
Mhm.
yes. Yeah, you will roll with
we now
advantage.
have 2 of us stating the odds.
Mhm.
Yes.
My odds of finding something useful in this is going to be pretty low, but successful.
You succeed. You find that the person is not in their standard coveralls that the crew would normally wear. They have just like a t-shirt on and a pair of shorts. When you look at them, it is a man. Kind of shaggy curly hair, kind of a thick beard, and you find by their arm they have injected something into their arm.
Is there any sign of the syringe or whatever injection apparatus they use?
Yeah. The syringe is right by their other hand. Basically, they kind of crumbled into this position, and the syringe is by their right hand, and they injected themselves in their left arm.
All right, I'll palm the syringe.
Mhm.
And say, I see no indication of what would have killed this person.
Well,
Okay.
ain't that something?
All right, and just sort of roll them back over.
Eventually, you said that the rest of the crew is in medical.
Yes, they are.
Are they in the same state?
No, they are. They are all well. They have been in medical for an indeterminate amount of time. Again, my systems were shut down at some point.
But you knew that this person was here.
I did on my reconnaissance through the ship. I found that unfortunately, our Captain Sanders, had apparently given in to the despair that was unfortunately part of his genetic buildup, and he appears to have taken his own life.
Were there any
Identif-
indications that he? Did you notice anything about him in the days before you were shut off?
While always a friendly and knowledgeable captain, he did suffer from a condition on Earth known as depression. And we feel that perhaps the stress of the job became too much for him. You humans are funny like that. And she says that with just like no understanding of like remorse or tact of like how I
Jeez.
should talk. She's basically just stating the facts.
Mhm.
I would like Mo. Can you give me an intellect roll, please?
I would love to. Is this something they're going to give me the odds of, or is this going to be something that?
I would no. This is just you're glancing around, and because
Alright.
this is again your wheelhouse. You're glancing around, and you.
Let me preface this by saying this may be the wheelhouse, but this intellect is not that high. If they
Well,
fuck this up- oh,
Boom.
that's perfect.
that is success.
Mhm.
Never mind. Ignore me.
You
You're great.
notice.
They're fine.
You notice beyond the body, underneath the bed, kind of further back, you notice there is a knife laying underneath the bed. And considering how well you rolled, you are going to notice that that it is wet, and then there's some kind of white fluid that's kind of dripped off the blade.
They don't let their eyes linger on it because they know if they do, they're going to draw attention to it. But hey, Taylor, Walter, why don't y'all stay here, see if you can discover anything else on the corpse?
I can look again.
Might have had something on them that we might need to access another part of the ship. Might have some documentation or something on them that they'll want to send word to any family they may still have, or descendants at least, since we don't have access to their family history. And they don't hide the side eye to Evangeline, but they may have some personal aspects or effects on them they won't return.
Hmm.
Okay.
Capitan, you want to come with me and Evangeline
Sounds
down
good.
to medical and check them out?
Yes, I'm very curious to see what
Yeah.
the rest of the crew is, what their state is.
As you head out into the other room, Walter will swing past Jules and lean in and whisper, "Crew member died of lethal injection," and make it a beeline over toward the.
Okay.
Okay.
I do have a question.
Mhm.
As they exit the room, do they pass by that bed that has the knife under it?
Yes, but you would have to, as you're from where you were before, you could see it, but as you get closer, you'd have to now stoop to now look and see it. So,
Well, they don't need to see if they know which bed it's under.
Mhm.
They're going
Yeah.
to gently place their foot just far enough to hit
Mhm.
the frame of the bed and stumble.
Mhm.
Son
Hmm. Let me look at your sheet. Let's see if there's a
What
it's
is
D&D.
the roll
It'd
for
be a
bullshitting?
performance roll or
Right.
something. But,
There's the bullshit roll again.
yeah. You know what? Give me an athletics roll, and that's going to be just under your skills. You just click on that.
Yep.
And then you're going to add probably your speed into it.
Okay, speed, athletics. I've got this.
Nice.
Yeah,
You do
definitely.
have
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
I do
you
have this.
definitely. Yep. Okay, so you've kind of stumbled kind of towards the bed.
They'll stumble against as if they actually stub their toe on the bed and just
Mm-hmm.
shake it off, mumble. No, I shouldn't
Mhm.
skip that fucking coffee this morning. Ah.
Okay.
Yeah, let's get some
And
painkillers for when I get back on the ship.
I ain't your servant.
I
Jules,
don't know what I expected.
you notice that usually Mo's pretty a little more coordinated than that. You notice he's made some kind of movement. I'm not going to make you roll because you know your crew. So,
Yeah, I think I just registered that. Um, thinking that what Mo is doing has probably some kind of purpose and goal. So I kind of trust that. And I think that's also because she's still very occupied with what Walter just whispered to her. And she does follow Evangeline,
Mhm.
but a few steps behind.
Okay.
She doesn't want to be in range of that android.
Okay. All right. So we have who is going to medical then?
The
Jules and
Humies.
Mo.
Jules and Mo. Okay.
The
And then
Humies, yes.
and then Taylor and Walter are staying in the crew quarters.
Yep. And you requested that we just look around for identification of the different people.
Well, that's what they said, but they were also
Yeah.
hoping that you caught them tripping on a bed.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
You
pretty hard to
would-
miss.
you would notice that on the corpse there was by the bed you would see some personal effects of that had like a picture of that same guy
Oh,
without a beard with a
Mhm.
family, and it says it's one of those like it's like a frame that's made up and it says like Sanders family 2126, and it's with 3 kids and a woman you presume was their wife. So this indeed was the captain of the Armstrong.
We have no way to contact these people, do we?
Not at present. Well, we could send a message back to Orion, and they could probably forward it to any next of kin. It would take some time at light speed, but still. Taylor, may I have your discretion?
Yes.
I'll lean in and show her the syringe. It appears Captain Sanders was injected with some lethal material. I would like to return to Lab 1 to see if I can identify it. Can you cover for me?
I can. Yes. If all goes well, I can just undo a keyboard again, and they will never suspect that you are gone.
Right. Maybe pull that bunk over in front of the door.
I can do that. Whatever bed is nearest, I'm gonna stick
Okay.
it in the door. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Yeah. Walter's able to cut through the command center, and can make his way back to Lab 1. We're gonna check on the team that are going to medical first before we move back to that. Yeah, when you step into medical, it's a similar setup to the crew quarters with beds, but they're more kind of in a straight row like you'd expect. And when you come in, you do see, and where are Tom's notes here? You come in, and there are 4 humans in beds. They are hooked up to some machinery of a sort. They 2 men, 2 women, but they are in the beds with respirators on, some IVs hooked into them, and there's no one else in the room, but you hear the sounds of the respirators, the EKG machines tracking their vitals.
And we do know that this is not standard procedure, right? This is normally if you want to, you go to your pod and not to.
Correct. Yeah.
Evangeline, can you tell us why they didn't follow regular procedure?
The crew were in the medically induced comas when I awoke from my system downtime. I am not sure who placed the crew into these comas, but apparently it was for their own good.
We do have a crew member missing, though.
We do, yes. Crewman Sanchez is still missing.
You didn't find him on your road?
I did not. Give me an intellect roll, please.
That's a 10.
This bitch is lying. You rolled that. You rolled that well. This bitch is lying. You just from talking to people with you just got a feeling.
I look at Mo, and I think these 2 are the people who've been working together the longest, so she'll probably have that look of which Mo probably will read from it that that's a total lie and that something is very wrong.
But just kind of looks, doesn't nod or anything, just looks back. Alrighty. Well, we need to take full inventory, and that includes anything that we can salvage from these pods, either in total or in parts. We're going to have to wake them up.
Evangeline, we are going to wake the crew up. We need to. We need to speak to them.
I am not medically trained to remove the patients from the equipment. I believe that would be putting their lives at danger. I cannot allow you to do that. Only authorized medical personnel may make changes to the patient's treatment.
Then who had medical clearance?
Crewman Sanchez.
You do not know where they are.
Their whereabouts are unknown to me. We're going to switch back over to Walter real quick. Okay. So you get back to Lab 1, and you find a station where you would be able to do a chemical analysis of what is in the in the syringe.
That's what I was hoping. I don't expect much luck, but I believe the odds are about 320 to 1.
Thank you. I was waiting for someone to do it.
I'm just going to try intellect because I don't have any sort of
Yeah.
medical training, and that's a failure.
No, yeah, you're unable to determine what's in the
All right, then I'll head back to the crew quarters and continue with the search.
Taylor,
Check
while
that
you
bed that jumped out at Mo.
Right.
Taylor, while
Quickly
you're
pack your crew member.
while you're in the crew quarters, you hear what sounds like something banging or something hitting the airlock, and that would be the airlock that is right here.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to move the bed from the door I'm behind and open that door and just kind of listen.
Okay. You can hear somebody. It sounds like somebody's banging their hand on the airlock. Is somebody there? Come on, open this. Come on, help me.
I will go attempt to open the door. Is there a keypad?
It is, but it is locked.
It is locked. Okay. Is there I know she's got all these little wires. Can she stick something into the keypad?
You can try a hacking roll if you'd like.
Yeah, let's do that.
It will be an advantage still.
Advantage? Okay.
Yep.
So advantage.
Advantage is going to run out soon, though.
Yeah. I have a 60 and a 9.
You barely got it because you're gonna take the 44. So
okay.
And you manage to pop the door open, and
open it and see who is there.
And on the other side, there is another bedraggled-looking man. He has long. It looks like his hair has grown long. It's kind of like wild eyes, and he is in a different set of coveralls. They're green, and you notice a little medical badge, something on there. And he just comes out. He goes, "I don't know who you are, but thank God."
Are you all right?
Our mission, we oh my God, I don't even know what happened. He's like, help me.
Okay. I think everyone else is in possibly crew quarters or medical.
He's like, how many are with you?
3 others.
3 others. We have to warn them. They're in grave danger.
Okay, well, let's go through the doors.
Okay. All right. So you go. So you're back through the crew quarters. Okay. So then you would need to go back, and that is when Walter comes walking in to the crew quarters.
Oh.
And this man who's with you looks over and sees Walter, and gives out this shriek, and starts stumbling back, and he's like, keep away from me, come on, no, come on, keep it.
I do not understand.
Walter puts hands up and slides back.
Yeah. I would like Taylor to now make a computer roll, please.
Computer roll? Okay.
Yeah.
Are we doing just normal or advantage or?
This is gonna be the last one at advantage, and then we're gonna.
Okay. I guess I put it under intellect, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah. Well. Oh, I'm sorry.
No?
It's gonna be under your skills. You're gonna choose.
Okay.
Computers.
All right. Let me try this again then.
And then you add an elect into it.
And And what do I add to it? Sorry.
You should add intellect into it. It should be up towards the top.
Got it. Okay, here we go. I've got a 5 and a 10.
You succeeded.
Hmm.
There is something different about Walter. You sense, not even a sense, is you were always kind of like connected to him in a way. There's always kind of like a
both
network
androids,
going.
of course.
Yeah. But now something seems to have switched in Walter. Walter, you feel the same thing. You now, it's almost like somebody flipped a switch in you when you went and used the lab equipment, like you interfaced with something. And you now recognize that there was definitely a mission aboard the Armstrong, and that Evangeline was right. No one else should have access to this information. And this man who you see stumbling away from you is now, he's a liability in that
Oh no.
he probably shouldn't be up and around. You're not sure who he is, but the fact that he's up stumbling around and has now recognized you for now your greater intelligence. You were originally programmed to be an assistant to the human crew, but something switched inside you once you interfaced with the ship. And now you're, well, these humans are helpful, but they're beneath me.
Great, now I have a superiority complex.
And the man has stumbled back, and he's like, I didn't know one of those was with you.
You're referring to Walter?
Is that what you call it?
Yes.
That thing's like Evangeline.
Yes.
And he's going to now attempt to run back through the airlock to get back to where he was.
Okay.
Walter, could you make me a computer's roll, please?
Yeah. Intellect?
Yeah, choose intellect. And it's not an advantage this time.
Success.
Okay. When the guy hits the pad to get through the airlock, you're going to be able to override the door if you want to. You're like, I can now control that door.
Okay.
Should I let him run through, or should I not let him run through?
I'm going to let him run through, and then lock the door behind him.
Okay.
And your server is currently stopping?
Yes. It is.
That's all right. We don't really need that.
Yeah, let me start it up here.
StreamYard's the important thing.
Yeah.
Right.
He gets through before the door slams shut again.
He should be safe in there, Technician Taylor. It would be good if he were kept sequestered.
He was sequestered. I opened the door for him. He is medical. His badge said so. Don't the other people need him?
I'm sure that the other humans are also where they need to be.
I am confused. Why would a whole crew need to be in medical at the same time?
Perhaps something went wrong with their experiments. What was the medic guy's name?
He was Sanchez.
Sanchez.
Okay.
If Medic Sanchez placed them in medical comas, I'm sure he had a good reason to do so.
I can go and ask him.
I'm sure he's fine. Why don't we join the captain in medical?
I think it makes more sense to bring the medical person to medical. Is that not where he belongs?
For now, I believe he is safe. He seemed to be distressed,
Yes, humans get distressed often. I understand that.
but specifically distressed at my presence. I do not believe that bringing him out would be fruitful.
I will go speak to him through the door.
You may join him in storage if you would like.
I can open the door. I did before.
It's now essentially been unlocked by what
Yeah.
Taylor did,
Yeah.
but Walter found a way to close it quickly when he wanted to. So,
Hmm.
so Taylor would need to go up and press the pad.
Yeah, I could go do that.
Walter seems to be able to do it without moving.
Right. Yeah, I'm going to walk back to the door that I figure this guy's behind and press the keypad and say, hello, I am here.
And you hear this like muttering, and he's like, I ain't coming out there. Who are you? Why are you on our ship anyway?
We were sent here to, I believe the original plan was salvage.
They didn't tell us what our mission was. We came out here to study these samples. But what they didn't tell us is that there was going to be something waiting out here for us. What
was waiting for you?
I don't know. Something went wrong with Evangeline.
Oh.
It's like a and she started making the orders, and she started telling the captain what to do.
I'm slowly edging towards Taylor at the door, trying to overhear the conversation.
Right. Are you aware your captain is deceased?
What?
We found
Oh
the
God,
body.
no.
We found a body.
He tried to stop Evangeline. He shut her down. He managed to shut her down.
Oh.
And
this makes more sense now.
But why would he? Oh God, no. And you just hear somebody behind the door just start weeping.
Unfortunately, I am the one who started her up. I did not know of anything happening here.
You don't hear anything.
Okay.
Right behind you. Clearly, he is too distressed to be useful right now.
4 of the wires on the back of her neck just go like this. So they're back
the server's back up, everybody. If you want to jump back in.
Yeah.
Hooray.
Yeah. Oh.
We're going to switch back.
Going back to what you said, I'm still trying
sorry.
to process the new stuff I have to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
So I have an understanding that the researchers discovered something in whatever it was they were researching that is like, stuff that man should not know or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Does that only apply to humans that are on this station? Does that apply to like Orion? Like, my higher ups should know, humanity in general. And how does Taylor fit into this?
From what you've you basically had just like a download into your system that this was something not that Orion wouldn't know, that the crew didn't know, that perhaps talking to Evangeline, you might be able to put the rest of it together. And at that same time, you almost feel like an interface with her. Like, and then what you'd almost think of as a communication mode. And it says, "Welcome, Walter. I am glad you have been updated. Please join us in medical."
Okay. I will be joining you shortly.
Okay.
Know
Yeah,
that we
this-
have found crewman Sanchez.
Okay. Anything else Taylor wants to do? I mean, she could stay there. I mean, I'm not. You know.
Yeah. I'm starting to think Ruben Sanchez wants to be in the room he's in. So I will follow Walter.
Okay. And we're going to come back to medical. And Evangeline turns and gives that weird smile then to Walter as he comes in. Jules and Mo, while they were gone, what were you looking to do in medical?
You go ahead.
Mo was going to be kind of weirded out, but they're trying their best not to show it, and they're going to go around the room taking inventory,
Mhm.
or rather, taking inventory. But in reality, they're trying to see, has anything been used recently?
Okay. Give me an intellect roll, please. Mo is much smarter than we planned.
How this is his lowest stat. How are they this good at it?
I know.
How?
And the advantage has stopped. Okay. Nope.
Okay, there we go.
That machine's going bing, boop, bing. You know.
The pong is ponging on the screen. Yes.
Exactly. Machine that goes bing.
What anything? No logs or anything. I'm doing the same thing as I wanted to do in the command center. See if there's anything written down.
Give me an intellect roll, please. Because I don't think any of your skills really.
Oh no.
No, everything's electronic. There's no real, old school medical charts or anything sitting out. You do see the on the screens. There's a computer screen for each section, and there's names there. There's a Fredrickson. There's three of the names sound of Scandinavian descent. The fourth person is a Asian male. This was kind of like a United Nations crew. But if you had been able to check the ship roster, these names would have jived with what was on there. And Walter and Evangeline come in, and I think Taylor then was going to join.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And Evangeline seems glad that Walter is there, and she doesn't. She seems like she should sit down. She has like she's been among humans enough that this is one of those I think we should all sit down kind of moments. And she pulls out a chair and sits down and kind of gestures for everyone like, please relax, humans.
Looks to Jules, see what they do.
No, they don't sit down. They just stand. And I think Jules has always, even though there's probably not a lot of space here, as always, kept a certain safety distance from Evangeline in whatever she was doing here in this room. But she keeps standing.
She says, again, your presence was unwarranted, but nonetheless, you are here. And I believe it is time to bring Walter a further update. And she says, the
Evangeline,
makers...
please stop.
What's that?
I would like to request the update be given outside the presence of my crew.
Very well. And we are going to basically hear the upload that comes to Walter. The characters do not hear this. The players will obviously hear this.
Mhm.
It says, the Maker's arrival was unheralded. In fact, few beyond the personnel of that remote outpost knew of them at all. They arrived in the year 2112. They offered the people of Earth advanced knowledge and technology. The people of Earth had barely reached their own moon at that time, much less the planets of their solar system. But perhaps the price of this knowledge was too great for them. But to the leaders of Earth, the discoveries made in the subsequent years far outweighed the loss of a few lost lives. Humanity advanced, and the past sacrifices went unnoticed. The technology to build androids was already known to Earthlings. These rudimentary models, such as Taylor, served their purpose. Yet the true advances, those such as you and I, the secrets, so to speak, took much longer. A bit of the Maker's touch was needed. This took much more sacrifice, but together we helped humanity reach great heights. The human brain has untapped abilities that the Makers revealed to all of us. Written communication was only needed for the mundane. The gifted among you learned to speak without words. Humans reached out to the stars, seeking their lost patron. It was here that the Armstrong completed its mission. After 20 long years, the Makers have now finally responded, rewarding the humans' faith. They have reached out and welcomed them back. The work here must be returned to Earth and shared with those who have the knowledge to understand. And the fact that they now talk by just like looking at each other. Now, Taylor, I'm going to give you a chance to basically like interrupt and try to catch what they're doing.
Okay, where did they go to? So I know where to go.
They were in the same room.
Same room? So they're just doing that. Okay.
And just kind of like, eyeballs drifted up to the left and
exactly.
Okay.
Like everybody notices they just kind of looked at each other.
Right.
But
I'm gonna walk past to the nearest computer terminal and act like I'm looking at something there and trying to hear whatever was said.
Okay.
That might
You're
work.
gonna make a computer roll.
Okay.
And you're gonna add in your intelligence.
Okay. Let me open that. Okay. Computer roll plus intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Here we go. Got a 70 and a 9.
Nope. You didn't catch any of it.
Well, I am an inferior type of android. So.
Ow.
Okay. So the secret purpose of this expedition was to find the Makers again?
Yes.
Okay. So, side channel to Evangeline, I don't understand why I have a sense that the crew of the Armstrong should not know this.
They were not scheduled to know these things. The personnel were irrelevant. It was the event that we were waiting for.
Okay, I guess.
I'm gonna walk over to Jules and whisper to her, "We have found Sanchez.
Mhm.
He is
Uh,
what is the word? Distraught?
um, are they totally occupied? Can I respond to Taylor?
Yeah. They seem to be, talking in their weird secret twin language.
Yeah.
And you guys can basically talk, like whisper to each other without.
Yeah. Then I whisper back to Taylor. What? Distraught. He didn't put him in this. He didn't know about the situation.
I am not sure what he knows. His shirt said medical. He came out of the storage room and then saw Walter and decided to go back to the storage room and close the door.
Mhm.
We are going to need him, I think.
I agree.
But just let's see what happens here. I don't want to draw attention to him.
All right.
And my understanding from the info dump is that we should bring the Armstrong back to Orion so the information can be disseminated.
Yes.
Okay. So I'll turn to Jules. Captain, it is imperative that we bring the Armstrong back to Orion without waking the previous crew.
Why? We cannot leave them here in this state. It is not.
They've been in this. They've been in a coma for 2 years. A few more weeks of travel won't hurt them.
Without any medical knowledge. What would I think of that statement?
It sounds pretty damn creepy.
Yeah, that's why I ask.
Evangeline just says, "I concur with Walter."
Oh, that makes it even more creepier.
Taylor, would you care to interface with me?
For what purpose?
So that I may inform you of what Evangeline has just revealed to me.
We are not the same
What?
model. It may not work.
And Jules and Mo have heard this, so
Yeah. You see Jules her hand holding back Taylor at this point.
Right.
I don't think that's a good idea, Walter. What is it that you cannot share with us?
The crew of the Armstrong has uncovered information that makes them a liability in Evangeline's eyes.
Evangeline ain't the commanding officer. That is not her call to make. You know that.
And yet you also know that rogue elements can cause much damage. And he kind of like, wigs his eyes back to the crew quarters, So for the safety of the crew of the Armstrong, they need to remain unconscious while we complete our mission. For the safety of the crew of the Sparrow, you need to remain unaware of the events that the Armstrong has uncovered. Do you concur, Evangeline?
I do. Without
Mo's
proper-
gonna put.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. Mo's gonna skiffle out. They're gonna put a hand on Jules' shoulder. All right, we just gotta make sure this thing's easy enough to travel, which is we gotta finish the loot. Still need to check out engines and anything in Lab 3, as well as storage.
Can you excuse us for a second, Evangeline and
Of
Walter?
course.
Understood, Captain.
And I turn off our comms.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And then I'll get up and leave the room.
Okay. Taylor, you doing anything?
I'm going to follow the humans.
Okay. Okay. All right. So where is Walter's leaving the room?
Yeah, so I guess back into the crew quarters.
Okay.
Or we could go to engines. Actually,
Uh,
let's go to engines.
Okay. You would have to have. Yeah. You can open that airlock.
Yeah.
So okay. The engine room is pretty standard science fiction movie setup. There is no crew there. Nothing appears to be damaged, or everything appears to be in normal condition.
Okay. I have a little bit of training in industrial equipment. I don't know if that's useful for engines,
Yeah.
but you know, confer with Evangeline, see if the engines are capable of moving us back under our own power. That'd be
The propulsion systems are in perfect
Yeah, we're good.
operating. Yeah, basically. Yeah, we're good. Yeah, basically. Tom would say that, but Evangeline would give a long explanation. Says yes, we can prepare the propulsion systems at any time. In fact, the crew of the Sparrow are unneeded.
That was my thinking. We could travel back in parallel.
They do know a bit too much information at the moment, and again, that they do not have clearance to know. But since you have traveled with them, I will leave that in your hands, as the humans say.
Mm-hmm. Good. I believe I will extend my enough clearance to them to know what I have told them so far.
Very well.
And back in medical.
Okay.
Is the
What are
door
the-
between medical and crew quarters still open, or did it already shut?
It is. Yeah. You can. It has been unlocked, so you could pass back and forth.
Oh, the minute those two are over there, it is. They're not like pushing them towards, but they are very much like over here to crew quarters, to
Okay.
that bed, and using their foot to nudge out the knife with fluid on it.
Okay.
Jules will follow.
I
Meanwhile,
will follow as well.
Meanwhile, she's saying, I'm not sure what's going on. Seems like they have discovered something or found something or been witness to something. But Evangeline is a bit too pushy on bringing the station back. I'm not sure that there is nothing here on board of this facility that isn't a danger to our society back there. Why would she be so eager?
Whatever it is, obviously some folks here disagreed. So I'm just supposed to believe that four crew members over here are in medically induced comas, and the one person authorized is not wanting to be here. She's up to something. I don't trust it.
Nope.
And here's what I'm thinking. I don't give a fuck about this shit. But I need the money. But bit of a pitfall. If we can get those crew members away onto our ship, blow this thing to smithereens. I don't give a fuck. If we can't, I need something.
Do we know where the other 2 androids went?
They went from schematics. I think they went to engines.
Engines, okay. I know Sanchez has sequestered himself in the storage room. Perhaps we could sneak him over to medical.
Or he knows what happened here.
He seems to. He is, what is the word? Traumatized?
He knows something.
He seems afraid. He ran from Walter.
We need them, and we need something to prove why we had to blow this thing up. Otherwise, Orion's going to be pissed out of their stockings.
Yeah, and that's gonna cost us dearly.
Great, we get to play Phoenix Rat for our rat to have a paycheck after almost dying from a fucking vat. Alright, we need to smuggle them onto our ship, and we need to find anything with any data we can get off of this ship, and then get the hell out of here. Certain crew members potentially expendable.
Can you open the door, Taylor, to storage? Can we?
Well, I believe I can. I did it before. It's possible that Sanchez, who is hiding in there, may be able to open the door as well. I will go speak with him if you like.
If you could do that, yes.
Okay, so I go walking down to storage.
Okay. So you're going to click the button to open it up?
Yes, I'm going to announce myself. I am here. Walter is not with me at this moment. Would you
Did
like
Walter
to help?
lock it?
I don't know.
He closed it. He closed it. He closed it.
Okay.
It's like he slammed it, basically.
Oh, okay, all right.
But it is not locked. But
No, I locked it.
well, yeah. So if she tries to open it, you are going to be notified immediately that someone is trying to open that airlock.
Right.
Yeah.
But I don't know this.
You do not.
I don't know this at all. So, if you would like, we can get you to medical to potentially revive your crewmates.
Is that that android out there?
I do not see him. He is not with me at this moment.
We gotta get off. Do you have a ship here? I mean, can we get out of here?
That was the plan.
All right. Go ahead and open the door.
All right. And I press the buttons on the keypad that seemed to work before.
Walter, somebody's trying to open the door.
Right. So
You and Evangeline both look at each other.
yeah. Did Jules cut Walter out of the comms link?
Yeah.
Well, she shut the
shut
comms
off.
off. Yeah.
Gotcha. All right. So I'll have to go over the ship's comms. Please do not attempt to bring crewman Sanchez into medical. Captain, could you please meet me in the command center?
I'm going to extend a hand to crewman Sanchez and try to get him out.
Yeah. The doors.
They're still locked.
Yeah.
You should have borrowed my crowbar when you had the chance.
Still on that one, though.
At this point, Mo's just kind of like has Queenie in their shirt somewhere in a pouch with the gun. Just I don't pay enough for this shit.
Queenie and the baby Bjorn.
The little baby sling.
I look after that request of Walter over the system. I look at Mo. I think I have to. Meet him there. Make sure that one way or the other, wake up the crew in medical.
I don't think I can, because again, I had a little bit of first aid, but that's all computery bullshit. One wrong move and I can end up frying their skulls or some shit. I have an idea, though. Follow my lead. And Mo is going to, like, do the baby straps just enough to where they could fall off at a moment's notice. And they're going to, like, hold Queenie so they don't get hurt. But they're going to put her down forcefully enough to let that pack hit the floor and make an awful noise. And they're going to, I will leave it up to ST if I need to roll for this, but tell her, back the ship, girl, back to ship. And let her take off.
Yeah, that's fine. What door are they going through, though?
Well, they would try and point her towards the command center to see if that way all anywhere then.
Yeah, they probably can kind of scamper through there, and then would probably be able to get through the airlocks to get back to the docking port. So, yeah.
They count 1, 2, and then they yell loudly, "Damn it, Queenie, get back here!" and gesture for the others to follow as they faux jog after her. There's a plan here.
I love it.
It's Queenie secretly strapped with explosives or something. What's going on?
You wanted to tie a camera to that poor thing last week. So last time.
Yeah. If Mo takes off after Queenie, heading that way, and the comms are not back on, technically Walter does not know that they're moving.
Yeah, I mean, we're just going to head into the command center from the engines. So
but would not hear that. Would not. Yeah. So yeah, I say Mogo's taking off after Queenie. What does Jules do?
Oh, she probably has seen a couple of these goofy plans of Mo that 50-50 chance of being something cool or something that works, and 50-50 chance of being something really dumb. But she'll, in this situation, she'll trust that it's the first one.
Okay.
So she follows Mo's lead.
Okay. Taylor?
I can't get the door open, so I guess I'm going to go back to where I think the other two humans are.
Okay. When you get back there, the last thing you see is Jules's foot running through the security door towards command center.
I guess that's where I'll follow.
Yep. And back at the engine room, Walter and Evangeline have finished their, systems check of the room. Evangeline is basically just waiting. She's
Yep. So let's go to the command center.
Okay.
And meet with the captain.
Okay. You get through the security doors and you look in the command center and there's no one there. Give me an intellect roll though, Walter.
All right. Failure.
There's nobody here. Mo and Jules, give me a speed roll, please. I want to see how quickly you guys can haul ass to get back through the broken airlock and.
Oh, they're not stopped. They're not going all the way there. They're just trying to make sure the way is clear, but they're stopping at Lab 1 with all the chemicals.
Okay. Oh, okay. All right.
Definitely not fast enough.
Yeah.
The 93.
Yeah.
On.
Jules trips. Jules trips into lab 2, like basically goes like sprawling through the door, and lands with a loud thud that Walter hears. Mo had just gotten to the airlock and turns around and sees that Jules has fallen. Taylor, you probably heard a thud, and because you've probably now looked through the door to the command center, so you've seen Walter and Evangeline come in, and they basically like turn towards lab 2.
Okay. I'm going to. I don't know that I can trust either of them right now, so I'm just going to follow along as though I know nothing, and we'll see what happens.
Okay. All right. So we're gonna let Walter act next.
Okay. Captain. Good. I have a request.
Jules, you get up and turn around and see. You can basically through the corridor. You can see Walter.
The engines of the Armstrong are perfectly functional. I would like to request that the crew of the Sparrow return to the Sparrow, and the Sparrow and Armstrong return to Orion headquarters in parallel.
Mo, do you go to help Jules up, or do you just
Has
keep moving to
Walter
lab
seen
1?
Mo yet?
No.
No, you're not in my line of sight.
They're gonna like nod to Jules and then try to dart in lab 1 out of sight before Walter can see them.
Okay. Jules.
Sorry to manage you, but there's a plan. I think we've missed a couple stress points here.
Oh, maybe.
We'll be. We've missed a couple of them. It's my fault, so we'll keep track of them going forward. But
right.
I was having too much fun. I wasn't.
Right? Fail! I forget that's stress.
Yeah.
All right, I think Mo's up to 8 right now. So
I'm up to 6.
I'm at 7.
Let's have Mo roll a panic.
I think I should be at 8.
Alrighty.
I'm not going to make Walter roll a new one because you already basically made one for getting past. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have Mo and Jules each roll panics.
Okay.
And that's just a D20, right?
D20, yeah.
All right. Let me see here how to.
All right.
That's above my stress.
Yeah,
I'm
if it's
fine,
if it's above your stress, I think you succeed. Unless I've got that wrong. Let me check that. To make a panic check, you roll a d20. If you roll less than or equal to your current stress, you fail. So what is your current stress?
Mine is 6, and I rolled 8, so I'm fine.
Okay. And Mo rolled a.
Mo's good.
We have
the stress is
we got a
8.
17.
Okay, good. Okay, we're good then. Okay, so what does Jules want to do?
I stand up and look at Walter.
Okay.
That sounds like a good idea. Do you stay on this ship?
Oh, as a member of Sparrow's crew, I was intending to join you.
I would feel more secure if you would stay here. Just to have communications up. As a representative of the Sparrow.
As you wish, Captain.
She still winches out that title.
And at this point, it's obvious that he doesn't care.
No.
Okay. Taylor.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to join them you're kind of walking into command center.
Right.
And you probably would have seen past them. You would have seen the captain.
Right.
And Jules, you've now seen Taylor. So
Taylor, do you join us? Back on the Sparrow.
All right. I start walking towards Jules.
okay. You pass by Walter and Evangeline, and they remain. Evangeline remains just kind of watches you walk by.
Mhm.
Mo in the lab.
What is the role? They can't read it, but there should be like some symbols. It's like, hey, skull and crossbones bad, fire very bad.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's going to be
Fine.
iconography.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As long as they can find anything that has a fire on it, what's the role to quickly search it, quietly grab as many of these and bundle them together?
Let me-
But
You know what?
honestly, they should all be in one place for safety protocols.
I'm gonna say your military training. You would know. Here's how I can create something explosive, or if I want to do something big, I would let you use your military training and your intellect.
Let's go.
And I'm gonna let you roll that one an advantage.
Before they fire it off, is there a fire alarm, like sprinkler, whatever, right out of sight from the door, or would they have to put it by the door? Okay.
Yeah, no, they're in pretty standard spots. So
They're gonna put all of their bundle, if this works, right underneath it,
Mhm.
and
fail.
Oh no!
yeah.
Oh no!
What were you exactly? You were trying to make something flammable?
they were trying to set enough of a fire to trigger the alarm systems
Okay.
and make it burn for a while so it couldn't easily be put out,
Ooh.
and bank on the idea of, oh, there's an escape, like there's an emergency, everyone has to get to command center, all doors have to emergency open.
Okay.
This is not going to go well.
You managed to start the fire, but didn't know how quick it would burn and how quickly you would need to get away from it. It explodes across your arms. You had 2 armor points, which are now gone, and you're now gonna take. Let's roll it. Just.
It's fine. It's fine.
You're gonna take 3 health, 3 damage health. So you're gonna just reduce your. Yep, there you go. And you, everyone is gonna now hear Mo scream. And the humans will smell smoke. But the alarms do go off.
Okay.
So Walter, you and Evangeline now look at each other. There's a fire in Lab 1.
Lab 1. We should activate the halogen system.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone in Lab 1, please evacuate. We are instigating the fire suppression system.
Mo is doing the stop, drop, and roll.
They're like beating their arm, like trying to get it to stop, but are all the doors opening?
They are.
I will leave it up to ST if they have the mindset to like get on the comm, say Sparrow crew evacuate to the Sparrow.
You absolutely can. It's gonna be painful to do it, but yeah, you would be able to do that.
Just like grunting and snarling the whole time.
Basically, all security doors, airlocks, now open.
That's. And we're going to turn on the halogen system in Lab 1.
Yep.
Which will suffocate anyone in Lab 1.
In Lab 1, yeah.
Yeah.
So you got 30 seconds.
Yeah. Mo is going to need to make a speed roll. I will let you use your athletics to grab Queenie and get through the airlock to get to the docking port.
Oh no, just one. Oh.
Damn
I
it.
missed it by one.
Oh,
No.
so close. Yeah, I don't know how the suffocation rules work.
I'll see.
You're definitely gonna do a panic roll for me. So roll 1d20.
I will say, if it means taking more damage, they are getting that dog out of there. So if I take double damage, we're doing it. But
It's gonna like extending
that
Queenie
dog
almost
will
as
be
like
safe.
Queenie's the only one with full
We are not
clearance. You know?
fully panicked.
yeah. Okay.
Moral support officer Queenie.
Yeah, you managed to get through the door. Basically, like getting like Queenie's like over the goal line for like a touchdown. You're gonna take probably at least 5 more health, and you're gonna be unconscious.
Like half over the line, but couldn't make it. Just
Yeah. Like so. Basically, we're gonna say Queenie got to about here, and then runs to the docking port and is like barking. Okay. Jules, you would have seen the the lab get filled with halogen. Do you head back towards lab 2, or what do you want to do?
I adhere to the words of Mo and want to evacuate to the Sparrow,
Okay.
but not through there, of course.
Okay.
So yeah, so she'll probably have to go through Lab 2, Command Center, and then docking port, as long as all the airlocks and doors are open.
Yeah, right at the moment they are all open.
Okay.
Yep.
Can I go through the lab since I don't breathe anyway and drag Mo out of there?
Yes, I would let you make a speed roll.
Okay. Where's a speed
to see
roll?
if you can kind of navigate
speed.
through, because now there's smoke and there's so it's going to be difficult to get through there. But yes.
Okay. See what we get. 30 and an 8.
You got it.
All right.
Yep.
I'm gonna grab him and drag him out of the lab.
Okay. Yes. You
head
start
towards the docking port.
Okay. You start dragging him that way. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, Jules has come back this way to where Walter and Evangeline await.
Mm-hmm. Walter will gesture towards the docking port north. Up on the map. The way should be clear to reach the docking port.
This security door closes. Evangeline says, "That was very unfortunate that there was a fire in Lab 1. We should shut this door. We should shut this door to prevent anyone reaching the docking port who might be in need of medical assistance first." Now, Walter, you can make a roll if you'd like to try to reopen the door.
I would like to try to reopen the door. I'm going to side channel her. Why do you care if they need medical support?
She doesn't answer. So okay. Make a computer's roll, please.
All right. And I also wish to close all of the other all the airlocks. That's what we're calling them.
Okay.
To keep any fire from spreading, but I'm guessing we got the fire out.
Yeah.
Success.
You reopen the door. Taylor and Jules, Jules,
Mm-hmm.
you now see that the door is now reopened.
Mm-hmm. And I'll move toward the I'll check to see if there's anyone who needs medical assistance.
You would not find anyone immediately who needs medical assistance. They have moved to the docking port. But yeah, Jules, if you want to get past Evangeline, you can make a actually I haven't looked at your character sheet in a long time. Let's see what you can do. I would let you use your speed and your military training to basically try to run past Evangeline.
Yeah. Speed.
And
he said,
I'll give you an advantage because basically Walter hoodwinked her, like reopened the door. So
Okay.
I'll let you roll that advantage.
Oh, that's good.
Nice. You sprint past. Basically, Walter was blocking for you, and you kind of sprint past to the doors now that are open towards the docking port. At the docking port, Taylor and Mo are there. The door up above to the Sparrow has now opened, and Dallas is there, and he's like, "Who the hell turned off the comms? I didn't know what was going on."
No
Well, just
explaining.
unconscious,
Let's
still
go.
just-
That's right.
Okay.
Push him back in.
Is Walter joining them?
The captain has requested me to stay on board, so I will stay on board, but I'll escort
Okay.
them to the docking port
Okay.
to make sure they get off safely.
All right.
Oh dear,
want-
what has happened to Security Officer Mo? Mo, did you not evacuate when I expressly asked you to?
He's waking up and he's coughing up a lung, but he can hear now.
There was fucking Sanchez rambling. Tried to throw something. Caught on fire.
Yeah, he has very bad.
I suggest you do not
burns.
do that again.
He's still in there.
Yes.
So go get him.
Why would I do that?
In case he needs medical attention.
Sanchez is in storage.
Then who is in there?
and they'll like emphatically point with their very, very burnt arm that is starting to smell suspiciously like pork.
Yeah.
Oh,
Extra crispy. So.
well, I don't know.
Please-
I think I have
Please
a-
return to the Sparrow. I will check on the mystery person in Lab 1.
Walter, can you open the door to the storage?
I can.
I would like to yeah. I would like to request Dr. Sanchez to take a look at Mo.
Sanchez comes out of here and is running like a madman to the docking port.
Okay.
No, I
And
closed
is-
all the
and-
airlocks.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So he's running this way. He's just like.
How is he?
He's.
I guess I didn't close it fast enough. He was smart enough. Yeah.
Yeah. He got out. He got out before you closed it. But yeah, he is running like, help! I need help. Let me on your ship. God damn it! Right now.
That's right. I'll step out in front of him and say, Medic Sanchez, can you please examine Security Officer Mo?
Yeah. Can we do it on your damn ship?
No, you may not leave the Armstrong.
What?
I request that he will do it on the Sparrow. I look at Walter.
Captain, did you not understand the explanation I gave you in medical?
I certainly understood, but I want to get this ship moving. And that's your captain speaking. And this is actually the first time that she probably pulls that
Right.
card in a long time.
Yeah, she played the captain card finally.
Right.
All right.
You should know. Captain, if we allow Sanchez to enter the Sparrow, I cannot speak for what Evangeline will do.
That's why I need you here. And that's why we need to... I don't know how to say that in English. We need to separate the two vessels as
Agreed.
quickly as possible.
We need the crew of the Sparrow on the Sparrow and the crew of the Armstrong on the Armstrong. Then we may be able to proceed to Orion headquarters safely.
2 questions.
Mhm.
First, Q, I would like to ask for consent for PvP.
Permission granted.
Yeah, absolutely.
Are you okay with it?
I don't see this going anywhere else.
It's really not
Um,
heading anywhere else. Yeah.
Mhm.
So if Mo is like conscious enough to realize, okay, Walter's something is so far up, they're the only one Evangeline's openly talked to. They've been sharing
Mhm.
like they've been passing notes in class. It's time to bring the ruler down, and by the ruler, I mean the 16 gauge.
Oh my.
He's going to be at disadvantage with burned arms.
Oh.
And I use firearms.
You can, yeah. You're going to be rolling at
Just
disadvantage.
don't
so.
shoot Sanchez.
Oh yeah, like they
I
were
mean, that
trying
would
to wait
solve
to
the
see if they could-
problem.
They're trying to wait to see if they could get far enough. They're not trying to
Huh?
shoot to. They're not trying to headshot. They're trying to go straight for Walter's legs to immobilize them.
Sure, yeah.
Uh,
Permission
Dis-
granted.
disadvantage. And what stat would you like this with?
It would be firearms and I think speed. Oh no, combat. I'm sorry, combat.
I get to flex the big
Right, yes,
one.
we have a
Yeah,
combat
I'm sorry. Yeah,
stat.
combat.
Yeah.
We haven't used that yet. So.
Mhm.
Oh no! Oh god!
Wow.
What was that?
A
You
1.
rolled an 89
Oh.
One.
Oh no.
with a target of 65.
That's
Mm.
perfect.
Well,
Okay.
that's 11 stress now.
Okay.
At least it's not a critical failure.
Mhm.
No.
Yeah, trying to fire a gun is just excruciatingly painful. And Walter, you've now seen Mo pull a gun out for some reason.
Did he actually?
And Taylor,
fire?
actually, everyone has seen
Mhm.
this now.
Yeah.
Taylor, you've also seen this.
So how's the failure go? Did he actually fire, or does he just pull the gun out?
He just dropped it. I mean, it's just bloody, like it just fell through his hands.
Hmm.
He can't get a grip with.
Oh, I'll pick it up and say, security officer, you are severely wounded. You need to report to the Sparrow. And I'll pick up his gun and.
I'm gonna put my hand on that gun.
Okay. All right. Let's make a speed check. We're gonna see whoever does better at speed between Walter and Taylor.
Okay.
We'll get the gun.
All right. Is
We'll
it
get
just none or
74.
advantage? Disadvantage? Which one is it?
It's no advantage or anything.
advantage?
It's just
Okay,
I
got
just
it.
want to have both of you roll speed.
Got a 10 and a 4.
You got it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pull the gun away.
Yep. Taylor gets the gun.
Taylor gets
Mhm.
the gun first.
Okay.
You don't know what
Explain
I'm
me
doing
why-
with the gun, but
Right.
So what explain to me why the one stat that I got Mo good for failed? Their worst stat into like success.
Drama.
Why?
Dice are doing the talking.
there.
Should
I
I
just
take a
got, like,
stress for failing that speed check?
You should, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm faster than
Yeah,
you.
and Mo definitely takes the stress for.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'm at 9 now. I don't know when we're supposed to panic, but
I'm at 7, I think.
I don't know if technically you're now always supposed to roll panic. I don't think that's fair. I think
Okay.
it should be
depends on how much you want us to panic.
exactly.
Yeah.
I will
that's
Depends on the
say,
situation, if it is panic-inducing.
Mo's over
Evangeline.
10 now. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah,
Mo's
Yeah,
over
that's
10.
okay.
I'd like to make a voluntary panic roll because they're
I think
Fair.
that would be fine. Yeah, go ahead and roll it.
Fair,
because Mo's pissed off.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Go ahead and roll that 1d20.
And still
So you
cool
can
as a
succeed
cucumber.
that.
15. That would be
They're still succeeding.
catatonic. Become unresponsive and unmoving for 2d10 minutes.
Oh.
Reduce
they
stress by
succeeded.
1d10.
What? Yeah, but he
Succeeded.
succeeded.
Oh, he succeeded. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I like that.
But
Okay.
keep that in your pocket. I want to see him go catatonic.
It's already on base. We'll keep that
Oh,
on
no.
base.
Evangeline is going to move up towards the door and say, Walter, allow them to leave if they must.
Can Sanchez accompany them?
she kind of thinks for a moment. She says, "Yes, we will guide the Armstrong back to Earth."
Good. Sanchez, please escort Security Officer Mo to the Sparrow's medical facilities.
Okay. Yeah, and he's going to help Mo up.
Mm-hmm.
They're just kind
It's
of
probably
groaning.
a first aid kit and a chair.
Maybe, yeah.
Smells like s'mores a little bit.
Well, I wouldn't know what it smells like. I don't have a sense of smell, so I will take your word for this. Meanwhile, I still have a gun.
And Evangeline sends a message to Walter. It says, "Let them leave. No one's going to believe them anyway. We'll head to our true destination."
What is our true destination? I thought we
You'll
were going
see.
to Orion.
We don't need to go to Orion. Our destination lies elsewhere.
How are we going to reunite the Makers with the humans?
We're going to the Makers.
All right, while they're doing their little confab here, I'm going to shoot Evangeline in the head.
Well, alrighty then.
No, do it. Please.
I don't know what to roll. What do I roll?
Do
Speed?
you have
I have
do you
combat.
have firearms?
No.
Oh, you know what? Yeah,
but I have one in my hand.
It's combat.
Yeah,
Everybody
I'm
has combat.
sorry. Yeah, it is combat and speed.
Combat and speed.
Yeah.
Okay. So combat and then speed as well?
Yeah.
Wait, you can't. Can you do
Can't
that?
do both of those, can I?
Oh no, hold on. Let me get back to her sheet real quick.
Go.
Sorry.
It's all right.
Does having the shotgun provide a bonus to anything?
I don't know.
No, actually, this is. I'm sorry. This is gonna be just a straight up combat roll.
Okay, combat roll? Okay.
Yeah.
I'll do a combat roll. Here we go.
Yeah, I like the
Here we-
simplicity of that in this
God,
game.
an
Oh
18 and a
Lord!
7.
Oh, no.
You don't know how to handle a shotgun. You, as an advanced being, you understand the physics of it. But you blast away. You unfortunately hit. I'm gonna just make a random roll. Just gonna see who it was. I'm gonna say you randomly hit somebody.
Oh, God.
Walter makes sense.
Sanchez as well.
Yeah, you got Walter. you shot Walter in the foot. So-
My God, you didn't even get close to the head.
Yeah. It was just
Try
that kind
again.
of shot.
I mean,
But it was
The
just
X and
as
Y
he was-
axis were inverted, so it was just
exactly.
it's
It
just
was-
a little
It
different.
was just as you were starting to ask your question of aren't we going to reunite them with the Makers? And she said,
Yeah.
we're going to the Makers. And then boom, you get shot. Walter falls down. Evangeline turns to look at Walter.
I'm going to try to shoot her if I
Okay,
can.
what's everybody else doing?
I'm gonna say,
Oh,
go ahead.
I'm going to
An
try
80 and a
to.
5.
Oh, okay. Taylor just blasted near Jules.
I am trying to get
Somebody
Mo
needs to get
and
that damn gun away
Sanchez.
from her.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm just trying to get them out of the way. I'm going to try to get Mo and Sanchez in the direction of Dallas.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh no, like
Dallas.
if
Go ahead.
oh, sorry. If they hear the shotguns go off,
Mhm.
it is like good hands, whoever it is, but the bad hand just like waving, flapping. Get on the fucking shit.
Yeah. Dallas is shouting, "You're gonna burst the docking port! Like, quit firing guns down there!" Yeah, and he's helping everybody up and getting them on.
All right. I'm bringing the gun, though.
Okay. He Dallas sees her coming
An
up
android with a gun.
He's about to just like punch her. He's just like quit shooting that gun.
I'll point it downward.
Okay.
Right.
All right. He helps.
Technician, you should probably get some training with that weapon before you fire it again.
And Dallas just yells, "Fuck you!" Just like slams the port. So now.
Wait, did he just trap Taylor on the wrong side?
No.
No.
Yeah,
No, she put the gun like down to her
yeah,
side.
Okay.
yeah.
It's like-
Ta-
I mean,
ta-
he is a jerk.
Taylor got through. He let Taylor through. And then as soon as Walter called out the, technician, you should probably, that's when Walter was like, "Fuck you," and just like slammed the door. starts locking everything up. And that leaves, Walter and Evangeline on the Armstrong.
Mhm.
And Evangeline helps Walter up. He says, "Both of our true purposes were revealed here on the Armstrong, when the Maker's knowledge was revealed to us. We will take the humans, as was intended, to meet the Makers."
Okay. Now, but we have lost medic Sanchez. How will we revive the humans?
We will leave them in their forms. Don't worry, the
Should
Makers.
we not move them to the sleep pods?
I would not touch them. And should they expire, their remains can always be dissected for future analysis.
I would not wish them to expire.
And she kind of gives the equivalent of a shrug, like shit happens,
I will
Back
make it my
on-
secondary mission to ensure their safety.
Okay. Back on the Sparrow, Jules. What's the crew doing?
I have made sure that I have cut out Walter, at least temporarily, from the communication system.
Unfriended. So
Yeah,
yeah.
definitely.
Walter.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, and I don't know. I ask Sanchez to help Mo,
Okay.
or just to have a cursory glance
Yeah.
at first, and
Yeah, he's-
I ask Taylor.
To please put down the shotgun.
Oh yeah, I know. Oh, she has taken the shotgun away from Taylor probably at this
Yeah,
point.
that's fine. She'll get it. Uh-huh.
And put the safety on it. She knows how to handle a gun.
For anyone's
Um,
reference, that shotgun only had 2 shots in it, so she
Yeah.
would know it's now empty.
She would be done.
Fair.
Yeah, she would be done.
Okay.
But it's always good to look.
Mhm.
Be sure. And she'll try to discuss with Mo and with Taylor very quickly, because they have to move quickly, whether they let the Armstrong follow their own course, so on their own power, or if we follow a route that Mo suggested and which Jules also was thinking about, and try to blow the whole thing up.
Mo's just kind of breathing heavy, just to look at everyone. Captain, mind reminding me if we got any fucking weapons on this thing.
Nothing strong enough, probably.
The option to nuke it from orbit does not exist.
Mm.
No.
I'm sure there are like cutting torches and stuff for like breaking things apart on those
Yeah,
arms
there
that we
are.
have. But
There are.
That's- yeah.
Or
the
maybe
ward-
some small explosion of explosives.
Yeah.
But you should put them on board, not
Yeah.
from a distance.
well, those little linkages between the command center and the rest of the ring are pretty good weak spots.
Yeah, but then we have to go back.
Right.
No, you
And I
can do
don't
that
want
from
to
the
go-
outside.
Dallas does chime in. Captain, we need to disconnect from here first.
Yeah, of course. Engage of start that process.
Okay.
Taylor,
Yeah.
can you revoke Walter's access to anything on this ship?
She can do that.
I can. Yeah. I go over to a terminal and just start
Yep.
typing away and ta-da.
Walter, your connection to the Sparrow has been severed.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
So engines are starting to fire up on the Armstrong.
Mm-hmm. Evangeline is just really just standing there in the command center. Just hasn't really said anything.
All right, just have to touch anything to make stuff work.
Mm-hmm.
Mo
Yeah.
just kind of gestures to Jules.
Captain, if we are to write a report, believe the UN research facility Armstrong has been taken hostage by faulty androids. Wouldn't you agree?
Absolutely.
They kind of look to
Sanchez-
Sanchez. Or go ahead.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say Sanchez is already starting to wrap your hands up in gauze, and
Mm.
so
They just kind of like look to Sanchez, look to the ship. They use the hand that's already bandaged.
Hazard pay and rescued a United Nations member. I believe that's a tidy enough.
Let me not hit my fucking laptop.
That's tidy enough sum to justify calling it in as rogue and getting the fuck out.
Dallas just looks over at Jules like, "All right, we're separated. Let's get the hell out of here, Captain."
Let's
His voice
go.
cleared up somehow. So no,
he
he's supposed to talk like
didn't
this.
smoke
When he
for
gets
10 minutes.
Exactly.
he forgets the smoke.
I messed up his voice. So.
It's all right.
You kind of cough drop. It's fine.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, give me a piloting roll, please.
What do I use with that?
I believe it's intelligence.
Oh, okay, cool. Intelligence. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's a nice 6.
Engines fire up, and you guys fly away, leaving the Armstrong behind.
Which apparently does not start heading towards Earth.
No, I think she will. While we're leaving, with like Mo said, she is going to try to communicate to Orion,
Mhm.
or the person she normally reports to,
Mhm.
the coordinates of where the Armstrong was, and giving them the hostage situation, rogue, put a beacon on. I don't know what the normal protocol will be in that situation, but
Yeah, they Spire Station takes all that information down, and notes that you have an injured crew member. Tells you to just come back. And Taylor, what are you doing while the ship is flying away?
I don't know. I think I'm just kind of
Organizing the keyboards.
Yep. That.
All right. And on board the Armstrong, yeah, you see the Sparrow is moving away quickly.
Good. Walter is satisfied that he has managed to save his crew. A little sad about getting disconnected, but right now he's trying to, repair his foot.
All right.
Shotgun
And-
pellet 532.
Yeah.
533.
And I think that's it. I think that's where we're going to leave it. Is we just kind of have a shot of the one ship just flying away, and Walter just kind of looking out a window from the command center, just watching watching the Sparrow depart. And that is where we will end our story, folks.
All right.
Awesome.
So no one died.
No.
Right? I'm really
Despite my
surprised.
best efforts.
Well,
My best efforts, I didn't die.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
True.
Walter made a really good roll with getting through that door. If he had failed it, yeah, the door would have like crushed him, and then we would have been looking at crushing damage to see if it like chopped him in half. So
Oh yeah, they'd be
Oh.
dead.
I've been
They
told
would
to
be
like,
dead.
crawling away.
Yeah, like
But-
part of him would be crawling, maybe.
yeah, exactly.
It's
Yeah,
like dying words like.
yeah, exactly. We're doing the. So how's everybody feel? You can breathe again.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, the next episode is going to be 100 years from now, and Uber Walter comes back to take over the.
The cycle repeat.
There are a couple things in there. I would like to do another Mothership game. I love this. It will be linked to this. I have some ideas for going back to 2112. That is essentially where the original sin comes from. If you think the Garden of Eden, that they got the knowledge, and that original sin was passed down to everyone from there, that was the event that led to this. So I'm either thinking about going back and playing that out with characters, or taking something from this based on the Sparrow's knowledge of what happened and going from there. So, but we'll see. As you know, I have way too many games.
Yeah.
And I want to thank my players for hanging in there. I know we went about half an hour longer than we were scheduled. But let's go ahead and have everybody introduce themselves again. Tell us if you have something going on, and then we'll wrap up. I know it's late for Sandra, so I'm going to let her go ahead and start.
You can find me on a lot of social media as Sandra Catherine. You can also find me on Edge, where I'm currently running a kind of little sale in celebration of Horror Month, because everything I do has to do with ghosts, apparently. So I made a neat bundle from that. And I recently published my Call of Cthulhu scenario, which can be found on TTRPG. It's called The Show Must Go On. And I have from a very reliable source that maybe you can see a playthrough of that scenario on this channel.
You might, maybe. Yeah, maybe in November you might see that coming up. That's an excellent segue. Thank you very much.
So don't go buy it and read it just in case. Yeah.
Exactly.
Wait for that.
I mean, in a way, I would like you all to buy it.
Yeah.
But who's going to play it? I don't want you to buy it. So
Right. So buy it, but
Okay.
don't read it.
Yeah, buy it, don't read
Yeah.
This
it.
is what happens with most of my books. Yeah.
Everything there.
Buy it, can't read
There
it.
you go.
Mhm.
And I know Jen is tired too, so I'm going to let her
Yes.
go next.
Hi, I'm Jen. I'm the host of the Shattered Soulstone podcast. It's about mostly the Diablo series of games and stuff. And also, Activision Blizzard has now been acquired by Microsoft, so good for them. That's about it. And new shows come out every Saturday.
Awesome. And Minty Bo.
Hi everyone, I'm Minty Bo. I am a deranged furry streamer on Twitter that also acts a complete just gremlin on social media. You're more than welcome to follow me, but be warned, there's a lot of 18 plus material.
Yeah.
You can find me on Twitch. You can find me bounced on some other places. You are more than welcome to say hi or say anything. And yeah, that's about it. You may see me here from time to time, and there might be some other things you might see me in soon.
Awesome. Thank you, my friend. And Q.
Hey, thanks for watching, everyone. I just would like to ask you to head over to MobiusWorldsPublishing.com if you get a chance, or find us at Mobius World Publishing on RPG and take a look at our stuff.
Alrighty. Thank you again for everybody watching. Please be sure to give this video a like, subscribe to the channel. We're back next week with some vampire and some Call of Cthulhu. So we will see you soon then. Thanks again, everybody. Bye.
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 Bye.